You made a lot of noise with your with some stuff you were saying about things you felt about Shedeur Sanders in the NFL.
It is what it is.
The NFL told other, don't draft him. Do not draft him. We're gonna make an example out of him. And this came from a very good source, And he said that, I won't say who, somebody called the Cleveland Browns and said, don't do that. Draft
Really?
him. Yep, draft him. Don't do that. Because they weren't going to draft him either. They weren't going to draft him.
So what was the objective? He doesn't get picked. He's an undrafted free agent.
That's exactly what's going to happen. They were going to have him. He was not going to get drafted to basically show you this is what happens when you do this. I mean, look, McFred, the NFL got all kind of power. They do all kind of stuff. You know that, and I know it too. But no, they were not going to draft him. And like I said, when I said it came from a good source, it came from a very, very good source.
After seeing what's been going on for the last couple weeks, do you feel like that stands?
Yeah, I didn't make that up. That's true.
That's true.
That's true. That's a true statement.
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times channel.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And I want to go ahead and chime in on Eric Dickerson, because Eric Dickerson recently not only doubled down, he tripled down on what he said earlier this year about Shedeur Sanders in the NFL. Go ahead and take a listen.
Kind of like making him a pariah, kind of blackballing him a little bit. After seeing what's been going on for the last couple weeks, do you feel like that stands?
Yeah, I didn't make that up. That's true.
That's true.
That's true. That's a true statement. I mean, I got it from an inside source. The guy who works for the National Football League. He got it from inside the league. Yeah, I mean, look, it's different for us. He's gonna say that. Black players. We can't speak out like some of the white players. Nothing against the white players. It's not even about that. We both have the same struggles. I mean, we really do. So it's just sometimes they want to make a statement. To show you that. You're not all that, I know they don't care for his dad, and I think Deion's a great guy. Deion tries to help these young men become men, not boys, and I just felt like it was wrong what they did to him. I mean, look, Mel Kiper said in 30 years he hadn't seen nothing like this.
Right.
I mean, so, it was something to that. I mean, I know when something's done wrong. I mean, we all know. I mean, all of us talked about it, but nothing we could do about it.
And so no doubt about it, and it's good to see Eric Dickerson put it unapologetically, as he's known to do it. One of the best to ever do it on the field, and it's looking like he's one of the best to do it off the field, because not too many athletes, especially prominent athletes, will speak this candidly about a situation like this. And he had a lot more to say, but before we get to it, I want to go ahead and play something from Skip Bayless, because Skip Bayless is pretty much echoing the same thing that Eric Dickerson is echoing, and he takes it a bit further, because as you all know, it came out recently that Shedeur Sanders is not even getting practice reps with the Browns. Go ahead and check it out.
The notorious Kevin Stefanski, who did in Baker Mayfield, did in Shedeur with Bailey Zappi. You just know Stefanski has no use for Shedeur Sanders. They re-signed Bailey Zappi, and there was a report this past week in ESPN Cleveland that a lot of the practice snaps are now being split between Flacco, of course, Dylan Gabriel, and Bailey Zappi, and that Shedeur is mostly watching. And now he can't get on the practice field even for the scout team in Cleveland, freaking Ohio. It's just so wrong. It's so unfair. It's so shameful. And I'm still sure that there are GMs and scouts around this league laughing their asses off about what happened to Shedeur and to his father as they got taught a lesson.
Some news recently came out, a report that he basically didn't want to go to Baltimore, and that he didn't want to sit behind.
Why all of a sudden this comes out?
Lamar.
Why all of a sudden this comes out now?
Gurney was all set. A consensus had been reached. The Baltimore Ravens, were planning to select Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round with the 141st overall selection. But when he found out, he got word back to the Ravens that he preferred not to go to a place where he would be competing and backing up Lamar Jackson. He wanted to be in a place that he could play.
I think this is insane, right? Like, if this is true, I think this is crazy. right? At this point, you're in the 5th round. I understand you had higher hopes, but you've dropped to the 5th round, and you're thinking about being a starting quarterback the next year. I think this is incredibly short-sighted. Like, if you're in this situation, you want to go to an organization that is going to develop you, right? Here you have the Baltimore Ravens, the model of stability in the NFL. This regime's been together for how many decades now? And actually has a track record to develop quarterbacks. Joe Flacco, Lamar, right? Instead, you choose the Cleveland Browns because you think you have a chance to start the next year.
This is after the fact. I don't believe that. I mean, I know that came from myself. I forgot the reporter's name, but I don't believe that. I mean, it's possible, but I just don't believe that. I mean, that would have came out early. I mean,
would any quarterback in his right mind be like, hey, I know you have to sit behind the best in the game, but according to some, I mean, the MVP, but wouldn't you learn so much too?
You would learn a lot. I mean, it'll make him a better quarterback. I mean, look, a lot of these guys, to me, they throw them in there too fast or too soon. But I mean, that's the age we're in right now. They want the number 1 picks to play right away, the quarterback. Some of them aren't ready. That's why some of them fail. And it depends on what team you go to. I mean, if you go to a team like the Browns, I mean, honestly, that's not a good football team. I hate to see them. I wish they would have cut it. They didn't have an opportunity at a better football team because, I mean, the Browns have had so many first-round picks and screwed it up. I mean, that's a bad football team. And they were bad when I played. I mean, they were decent. I think they were pretty good, but they're horrible.
So what do you think the move for Shedeur is at this point? Do you hope he gets cut? That way he can move on?
I don't wish that for anybody. That's for the Browns. That's for Shedeur. That's for them to do. I mean, I don't think he's gonna get a fair shot there. I don't, because I don't think they really wanted him.
And what Eric Dickerson said and Skip Bayless said is exactly how a lot of people feel. I don't think Shedeur Sanders is going to get a fair shake with the Cleveland Browns, and that was my first thought when he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns. And I know a lot of people tried to be as positive as they could be when it came to the Cleveland Browns, considering that they had a 40-year-old and Joe Flacco and some journeymen there, and Deshaun Watson was going to be out for pretty much the whole year. And so I know a lot of people were optimistic when it came to Shedeur Sanders getting a fair shake with the Cleveland Browns, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. And a lot of people are hoping they just cut him. If they don't trade him, at least let him go. Let him be free to sign with a team and an organization that wants him. But those are my thoughts on it anyways. Make sure you guys go ahead and chime in below as you usually do. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button for me one time. And as usual, peace and chaos.